For generations, the prophecy in Revelation 13 felt like a distant warning, didn't it? A time when no one could buy or sell without a specific mark. It was something spoken about in hushed tones, an event far off in the future. Well, the future isn't in the distance anymore. Today, that warning is an active blueprint. While we're all distracted by headlines and the noise of daily life, a new financial system is being quietly built all around us. As of 2025, an incredible 134 countries, which represent over 98% of the world's GDP, are exploring, developing, or piloting this exact kind of financial system. This isn't some fringe theory. It's called a central bank digital currency, or CBDC. And it has the built-in potential to give its creators the power to grant or deny your ability to transact. The foundations for this system aren't coming. They're being activated now. Before we connect the dots of what's happening today, we have to go back to the source. We need to ground ourselves in the biblical prophecy that has echoed for 2,000 years, a warning that seemed almost impossible for most of history, but now reads like a technical manual for our time. Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 through 17, is the foundation. It describes a global power that will rise in the last days, and it says this: "Also it causes all, both small and great, both rich and poor, both free and slave, to be marked on the right hand or on the forehead, so that no one can buy or sell unless he has the mark, that is, the name of the beast or the number of its name." Let's really break that down, because every single word matters. It causes all. The prophecy describes a system that isn't voluntary. It's not an optional upgrade. It's a mandated, universal system covering everyone. The small and the great, the rich and the poor. No one gets a pass. This points to a level of global control that was never possible in human history. Until now. And here's the most crucial phrase, the one that should send a chill down your spine in 2025, so that no one can buy or sell. This is the enforcement mechanism. For centuries, people wondered how a system like that could even work. How could a single entity control every single transaction on the planet? In a world of cash, gold, or private bartering, it was impossible. You could always operate outside the system with a dollar bill or a silver coin that couldn't be tracked. But what happens if you phase out cash? What if you replace it with something that's completely digital, totally centralized, and controlled by one authority? You would have the exact mechanism of control described in Revelation 13. A system where, with the flip of a switch, a person or group could be cut off from the economy, unable to buy food, unable to pay rent, unable to exist in society. This was never just about a physical tattoo or even a microchip. Those are just possible delivery methods. The true mark is about allegiance, and the system of the mark is about economic control. The prophecy describes a global financial system with the power to enforce total obedience by controlling who can buy and sell. And that is precisely what is being built right now under the banner of progress and convenience. If the prophecy is the blueprint, then the evidence is the construction happening all around us. You don't need a secret source to see it. You just need to pay attention to the headlines and listen to what the architects of this system are saying themselves. Let's connect some of these dots. This isn't just a few countries doing their own thing. It's a coordinated global movement. The Atlantic Council, which tracks CBDC progress, confirms that 134 countries are in some stage of the process, from research to full launch. Think about the speed here. In May 2020, only 35 countries were even considering it. Now, it's nearly the entire global economy. This is a synchronized global financial shift happening at a stunning pace. And who's helping coordinate it? Unelected global bodies like the Bank for International Settlements, BIS, often called the Central Bank for Central Banks, and the International Monetary Fund, IMF. They're the ones setting the standards and pushing governments to get on board. The head of the IMF, Kristalina Georgieva, has been blunt, urging public sectors to keep preparing to deploy CBDCs and saying they can replace cash. While this is framed as a move for efficiency, the underlying goal is obvious. Cash is anonymous. Cash gives you freedom. And cash is the enemy of total control. But maybe no one has been more chillingly honest than Agustin Carstens, the general manager of the BIS. In a moment of shocking transparency, he explained the key difference between cash and a CBDC. He said, and I quote, "We don't know who's using a $100 bill today. The key difference with the CBDC is the central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of that expression of central bank liability, and also we will have the technology to enforce that." Let that sink in. Absolute control. Now, he was describing the technical potential of CBDCs, not necessarily a stated policy. But you have to ask yourself, why are they building a system with the capacity for absolute control if they never, ever plan to use it? So what does this absolute control actually look like? It looks like programmable money. This is a feature being explored in many CBDC designs, and it means the central authority can literally code rules into your money. Imagine your money having an expiration date. Imagine it being programmed to be spent only on certain things, but blocked from others. Imagine your ability to transact being linked to your social media posts or political views. This isn't science fiction. It is the technological reality of what they're building. And we don't even have to imagine it. We've already seen a preview. Remember what happened in Canada during the Freedom Convoy protests? The government, using emergency powers under the existing banking system, ordered banks to freeze the accounts of peaceful protesters and even people who donated to them. They were financially erased overnight. They couldn't buy gas, food, or pay their bills. Now imagine how much easier and faster that would be with a CBDC. It would be a simple click of a button. Or take a look at Nigeria. It's one of the few countries with a fully launched CBDC, the Naira. Adoption was incredibly low. Reports showed almost no one was using it. Then, the government created a sudden, severe cash shortage. The official reasons were to fight counterfeiting and manage policy, but the outcome was undeniable. Faced with a lack of cash, people were pushed toward the digital alternative out of desperation. In Naira, transactions surged. It's a playbook we could easily see repeated elsewhere. Create a crisis to force the population onto a government-controlled platform.
This book is your beginner's guide to understanding Scripture. Find peace, build relationships, and discover purpose in today's world. Ready to decode the Bible? Find Bible Decoded available on Amazon now.
If this content blesses you and you'd like to support our mission, you can buy me a coffee or give a super thanks. Every contribution helps us create more content to inspire and uplift others. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future videos. You can't have a global control system without the right plumbing. Here in the United States, a lot of people are being told not to worry. Just this year, in 2025, the House passed the Anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act to try and stop the Federal Reserve from issuing a CBDC directly. It sounds like a victory, but it could be a smokescreen. At the exact same time, the Federal Reserve has rolled out FedNow. They are very careful to tell us that FedNow is not a CBDC. They call it an instant payment service for banks. But that's a dangerous oversimplification. FedNow is the new high-speed highway for the entire banking system. It's the back-end infrastructure, the digital plumbing that a future CBDC could easily use to operate on a national scale. They're building the highway before they officially announce the cars they're putting on it. And if you want to see the final destination for this highway, just look at China. China is years ahead with its digital yuan, the ECNY. It's also the world leader in social credit systems. Now, to be clear, as of 2025, there is no public evidence of a formal, large-scale integration between the digital yuan and the social credit system. But the potential for them to merge is undeniable and widely discussed. Imagine a world where a low social credit score could automatically restrict your digital wallet, limiting your travel or programming your money to reflect your level of compliance with the state. China is the beta test for the rest of the world. So what does this all mean when you put it together? The implication is stark and urgent. The blueprint for the global system of financial control prophesied in Revelation is no longer theoretical. The foundations are being laid. The system is being activated. This was never about the convenience of tapping your phone for coffee. It's about building a digital cage. In a cashless society powered by CBDCs, there's no escape. Every single transaction could be recorded on a central ledger. Every purchase, every donation, all logged, all analyzed, all under the eye of a central authority. Your financial privacy would be a thing of the past. But it's so much bigger than just a loss of privacy. It's about losing your autonomy. It's a transfer of power from the individual to the state on a scale we've never seen. Remember Augustine Carsten's words, absolute control. In a world with a CBDC, they have the potential to decide if your money works. They have the power to punish dissent, as we saw a preview of in Canada. They can use a cash crisis to push you onto their platform, like in Nigeria. They could, quite literally, flip a switch on your economic life. Let's be crystal clear. Is the naira in Nigeria or the digital yuan the mark of the beast? No, but they are the perfect delivery mechanism for it. The technology, the infrastructure, and the global framework being built right now are what would allow a future leader to enforce a no-buy, no-sell policy. The beast system described in the Bible is an economic and political one, and CBDCs are the perfect tool to enforce its will. We are watching as over 130 nations work to create the very rails for that system to run on. This is the greatest transfer of power in human history, happening under the guise of financial inclusion and modernization. They promise convenience, but they will demand compliance. They promise security, but they will take your freedom. The walls of the digital prison are going up all around you, being built with polite press releases and technical white papers. But it's one system, with one ultimate goal: control. The information we've gone over today isn't to make you afraid, but to make you aware and prepared. The final battle is a spiritual one, and our greatest weapons are faith and knowledge. If this message is hitting home for you, don't let the conversation end here. The most important first step is to share this information. Talk about it. Send this video to your friends, your family, your church. The window to have these conversations openly may be closing. Second, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. We're committed to tracking these developments and giving you the updates the mainstream media won't touch. And finally, we want to hear from you. How are you preparing? What are your thoughts on this rapid push to a cashless world? Leave your comments below. Your insights help build a community of watchful believers, which we need now more than ever. Don't be deceived. We were told this day would come. It's no longer at the door. It is here. Strengthen your faith, be vigilant, and pray for wisdom. Because in the end, our true allegiance isn't to any system of this world, but to the kingdom of God. Be watchful. Be ready.
Feeling anxious or disconnected? Ready for a deeper faith journey designed just for you? Discover Bible Study for Black Women. This guide nurtures faith, strength, and growth week by week. Overcome fear and connect with God. This empowering journey is waiting. Find Bible Study for Black Women on Amazon today and start building unshakable faith.
If this content blesses you and you'd like to support our mission, you can buy me a coffee or give a super thanks. Every contribution helps us create more content to inspire and uplift others. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future videos.